everybody. I'm Brian Watkins. I'm your host, and welcome to the Brian Watkins channel. My subject is about what I miss most about Isaac Hayes. The reason why I'm doing this footage is to share what I miss most about Isaac Hayes to other Isaac Hayes fans all across the world. I came into a knowledge of Isaac Hayes when he did the soundtrack for the movie Shaft. The song became a smash hit worldwide. And I was staying on Terman in Detroit, Michigan, off of the Southfield Freeway, near the Southfield Freeway. And I was about 5 years old. Now I gotta admit, he had that bald head and all them chains in his voice. It scared me. I was terrified of Isaac Hayes for a very long time as a kid. He didn't mean to scare me. It was just his presence, you know. And then he had all these cars, jewelry, everything. I learned he ended up filing for bankruptcy and lost all of that. So I was scared of him. But I liked the song Shaft. As long as I didn't see a picture of him, I was okay. I was a kid. However, as time progressed, he ended up coming out with, well, as I got older, I started to listen more of his music. I actually began to appreciate more of it. Um, when I learned that he played a lot of instruments, and he did the song "Walk On By" till I get to Phoenix. Um, then he did voiceovers. What else did he do? Oh, he played in the comedy "I'm Gonna Get You Sucker." That was funny. Um, so I grew to really appreciate his music, especially that song called "Till I Get to Phoenix" about a guy that was being cheated on by a woman he was with, and he had to force himself to leave her because she just kept doing it and taking it for granted. And he taught me a lot about a lot of things. So when I found out he passed away, I'm still shocked completely because um, he was another one that I grew up listening to his music. He was a studio musician, I believe, for Stax Record, and also an artist. So I used to be really into music a lot, and I studied the music business. So when I learned what positions he maintained at Stack Records, and and then there's a lot of other songs that I probably haven't mentioned because he came out with so many of them. But I love his music. I miss his presence, period, completely because he was always working on something. Always great. It seemed like he was a very nice person. Um, but yeah, what I miss about him, let's see I know I'm missing something that I don't want to remember after I'm done with this video. So bear with me, viewers. I'm trying to mention everything. He made another song called "I Wouldn't Stop for $1,000,000." It was kind of in the disco era. It came out in 1980. It was under Motown, and it was a 12-inch. And my brother was playing it a lot. But I always liked Isaac Hayes. Now, like I said, as a kid, I was scared of him because I didn't understand why he looked like that. But as I got older and I began to understand the music industry and how important marketing and distribution and um, financing and merchandising and retailing, and because of the internet logistics, it all made perfect sense to me. He played the game very well, and he was very successful until he passed away. So that is what I miss about Isaac Hayes. Um, Unique voice. Um, for a while, I used to confuse him and Barry White. I used to confuse them because they both had that deep voice. Hey, how you doing? So, and yeah, just miss him. Today's music is nowhere near how it was when I was growing up. We had the best music because you had Motown, which I did my research. They ruled the music industry with the '60s, with the '50s, the '60s, the '70s, the 80s, and that I was born in 1969, so he was on the scene strong, Motown, and then he was from Stax Records. I was from Memphis, so I got a lot of different styles of music in me. It's kind of difficult now because today's music is digital, so every you don't really have to have any musical talents to become a star today. Whereas when I was growing up, listening to his kind of music, you had to have it. You really had to know how to sing. You had to, if you had to play an instrument, you had to be very good at it. So that's what I miss about him, the originality. So if you like my channel, subscribe to it. If you like or dislike it, press thumbs up or thumbs down. You can leave a comment and you can watch my other coverages on what I missed the most about Phyllis Hyman, Prince, Michael Jackson, Donna Summers, Lou Ross, Farrah Fawcett, Joan Rivers, just to name a few. I do videos daily. And be sure to tune in because I'm going to start running contests where you can win cash and prizes. But you got to watch all the footages and continue to watch and support the Bryant Watkins channel. Don't you go anywhere.